What does the next 12 months look like from a virus perspective? And what do we need to be aware of from data, from testing, from new variants, maybe 12 months, 24 months? And then, of course, I want to talk about vaccines. But before we do that, what should we be aware of? What do you think is coming? Like you said, I speak to taxi drivers all the time, black cab drivers. And they were asking me 3-4 months ago, do you think it's over? Do you think it's over? And I was thinking, you know what? Something around Christmas sounds like something that could happen. And then it all was written in front of us with this crazy Greek letter that sounded good called Omicron. And again, I was watching it almost played out like a play, like a Shakespearean play. Yeah. What should we be on the lookout for the next 12 months, 24 months? Or is this 10 years or the next 100 years where we will be used the virus as a fear?
Oh, the time scale is much shorter. They have a time scale to 2030 for absolute transformation of human society, including the widespread connection of the human brain to artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence becomes the human mind. So the time scale is very short. And so the script that's been unfolding since the COVID card was played, it does not end now, clearly. I mean, it's pushing on, mandatory vaccinations and stuff for the first time in Austria. And in this script ongoing will be many, many other events, claims, and happenings that will be designed to push forward. And I've just asked people to keep this in mind, to push forward towards this Hunger Games society. Remember that structure as these events unfold. Because if you look at lockdown, well, lockdown was nothing to do with health. Lockdown was economic destruction of businesses that were not in the corporate network. This is why the great corporations, the cult-owned corporations, have increased their market share massively, while small business and medium business have gone under in enormous numbers through lockdown. Lockdown was part of the creation of that dependency of the population. Because while you have independent business and independent employment, independent of the few at the top, the cult as I'll call them, then you do not have dependency, which equals control. But if you can destroy that independent business network and destroy that independent income, at the same time that you are taking jobs galore from people using AI and technology, then you are bringing people into a state of dependency upon the few. So you've lost your job and you lost your business, and oh yeah, your job's gone to AI. So how are you going to put food on the table? And this is where I've been writing about this for decades, and it's now being trialed all over the world. Not trialed, it's being introduced. It's called the guaranteed income.
Right.
And the guaranteed income will be a pittance, relatively, that will be given to people who have no other form of income, which is increasingly more and more people. But it will come with consequences. You get your guaranteed income, and by the way, if you don't take it, where else are you going to get anything, your money from? But only if you do what you're told. So what we're looking at is, if people want to see what this Hunger Games society is supposed to look like, then look to China. Because China is the blueprint on which this global system, which the COVID era was designed to push on massively and has, China was the blueprint. And it might be worth that, because this will be part of where it goes from here. Just looking at the sequence of events that led us to where we are now in the West and indeed the rest of the world. The Mao revolution in China was a cult revolution. Mao was the cult's guy. And the whole foundation of it was to create a closed society of utter tyranny, where when the tyranny in power said this is going to happen, there wasn't a debate, it just bloody happened, which meant that they could move real fast with this system. Whereas in the West, until the COVID card was played, there was some lip service to freedom, democracy, and debate, so everything could move slower in terms of moving to this dystopian system. So the idea was to incubate within China a system of mass control, not least based on AI and technology, which when it was perfected would be played out across the world and become the global system. So the idea or the fact that this COVID hoax, and we can get into why it's a hoax, came out of China makes perfect sense, because what has happened as a result of, quote, COVID, in the West and the rest of the world, it's become more and more and more like China.
Hi, it's Brian Rose from London Real. You probably know that we've just recently been re-platformed on YouTube after 25 months completely in the dark. The truth is, I really need your help. What I really need you to do is click on that subscribe button right now, like this video, and maybe even leave a comment or share the link with friends. We're really fighting against an algorithm that's tried to keep us quiet for so long. And the more subscribers we have, the more people watch our content, the better guests we can bring you, the better content, and we can continue transforming lives. We've been doing this for 14 years now. I want to do this for another 14 years, but I really need your help. So click on that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share this, and we're going to continue to bring you more and more great content. Thank you. Most people will never see this opportunity. Dubai luxury transformation projects have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. These were once reserved only for insiders with access. I spent 15 years on Wall Street and I learned this: the biggest returns always go to the people who get the call first. Now, you finally can. We've just received a brand new project with major upside potential. Allocations move fast. Click the link, apply now, and speak to my team. This is your chance to see what others never will.